What's up, YouTube? I got a new skateboard deck. But it's story time, so before I show you that, we need to talk about skateboarding and me, and I need to tell you a story. This is probably one of the least yo-yo related videos I've ever done. But I am drinking beer, so it's beer related, sort of. So, tell you a story. So, when I was a kid, in the 90s, skateboarding was big. And me, like everybody else, I had a skateboard. So I skateboarded a little bit as a kid, but I also rollerbladed and rode bikes, and basically I liked things that rolled for whatever reason, because I couldn't drive a car, so I just liked to roll around on stuff. It was fun. We didn't really have razor scooters yet. I was sort of like scooters existed, but they weren't like cool razor scooters yet, so like I missed that by a few years. But we had skateboards and rollerblades and bikes and stuff. So I skated as a kid for a while. I first had a Walmart board. I have a Walmart board here. I'm not sure if it was a Kryptonics like this. This is my son's. He's 4. I wouldn't recommend getting a Kryptonics skateboard for anybody older than like 6. But for a 4-year-old, it's pretty fun because he doesn't really skate on it. He just kind of scoots around like a scooter without like handlebars, and he's pretty good on it actually. On like flat ground, he just likes to scoot around, slot roll a little bit. It's fun for him because he's little, and he's thrashed it a little bit of thrashing there, a little bit of thrashing on the plastic trucks there. We've actually got metal trucks. These are just regular old cheapy CCS trucks for whenever he actually stands on it and wants to play with it more. The decks aren't terrible if you're like super light, and I mean he's only 35 pounds, so and I've checked it all out and I've got it set up so that the wheels roll a little bit, and but yeah, so started out on a Walmart board, you know, little, I don't know if it was Kryptonics or not back in the 90s, but it was like a cheapy $15 skateboard. And then I got a little better. I could roll. I could do an ollie a little bit. I could kick flip sometimes. And I begged my dad, because there was a skate shop in Weirton at the time. Begged my dad, begged him. Please buy me a real skateboard. This skateboard's terrible. This Walmart board is terrible. I was maybe 10 at the time, maybe 11. And so I begged him. And so we went to the skate shop and I got a blind board. And I don't remember the trucks that were on it. They may have just been whatever the cheapest trucks. I'm sure they were whatever the cheapest trucks they were carrying at the time. Maybe Independent, or probably not even that, but like it's a brand that probably doesn't exist anymore. And so real metal trucks, a blind deck, and I don't remember the wheels. They were probably blind wheels because blind wheels are pretty cheap. They were pretty cheap back then too. But so got a real skateboard, and I skated on that for a little while, and I really liked that. But I also rollerbladed and everything like that. So that fall, because I would have got that in the spring of whatever year that was. I was 10 or 11, so I would have been 11. Let's say I was 11, and I would have been 11 in 1995. Right about when I started yo-yoing, actually. There we go. So it would have been like the spring of 1996. So I had just turned 11 in December of 95. And so I skated on that all spring, all summer, all fall. And in the fall, I started playing roller hockey with my buddies, and begged then for Christmas to get roller hockey skates. So I got those for Christmas that year, and I would skate a little bit periodically after that, 12, 13, 14, and just kind of do that a little bit. And I might be totally off, by the way. Like this may have been, I may have been older than 11, but anyway. So that went on, and like I could skateboard a little bit, and it was fun for me. But I sort of fell away from it to do other things, but I always enjoyed it. Like the skate shop in Weirton closed, and it just fell out of style with all of us. So once we got to high school, we sort of like girls became more important and other things. So it just we went. It was that, and that's what my friends and I did. We did that, and then we would go play roller hockey on indoor rinks because we had a good time doing that. So fast forward 20 years or so, I have kids. So my kids, now my dad bought them cheapy scooters and stuff, and they scooted around because my dad has a big driveway. He lives in West Virginia, so he's got a lot of garage and a lot of cars and stuff. So he bought cheapy scooters, and we were at Five and Below, and my kids wanted these skateboards, these tiny little ones, and they were like, "Oh, hey, little skateboards, can we scoot those around the house?" And my answer was, "Sure, what the hell, why not?" So they started skateboarding these little things around the house. Now, these haven't really gone outside. As you can see, these are white wheels, and they're still super white, and these have been here for 2-3 months. So, but the kids play with these all the time. This one actually rolls pretty good. So, it's not like they tear these up or that, like, they use them for anything difficult, but they like to, like, scoot them around the house because they're little, and it's fun. Like, my house kind of goes in a circle, so, like, you can kind of scoot in a circle. So it's kind of cool. And, eventually, my son says to me, "Hey, Dad, can I have a real skateboard?" And I said, "Well, what do you mean, buddy?" And he says, "Well, I've been to Walmart, and there's skateboards that are big and real, and I want one." So we went to Walmart, and he picked out the one he liked the best, which was this one with the all-seeing eye. And as you can see, this one's been outside. It rolls a little better. I set it up, cleaned up the bearings. It rolls a little better. It's not amazing by any stretch of the imagination, but I went ahead and took the trucks off and got all the plastic off, and made sure it was set up right, because I'd done that a few times with other skateboards when I was a kid, so I knew how to do it. And I made sure this would roll and be about as good as it could possibly be for him. So I mean, he mostly sits on it to roll down big hills, but he pushes around on it when we go. Like, it's easy to throw in the trunk of the car, and let him push around on it, like in flat grounds if we go to a park or something. Just something to do instead of like, "Can you swing me, Dad? Can you swing me, Dad?" But so I saw him having fun with his skateboard, and he was having a good time. And not that these Kryptonic skateboards are any good, but I was like, you know what? I used to be able to skateboard back in the day. I'm gonna go ahead and order one. And so I did. Ordered a skateboard. I was like, okay, I don't want to spend a ton of money because, like, I'm too old to, like, kickflip or jump over things or anything like that. Because if I fall down, I'm going to hurt myself. Like, I'm too old and fat to be any good at skateboarding. So, but it is fun to roll all around on things. Because, yeah, so call me a poser in the comments or whatever you want. I'm not claiming to be any good at skateboarding. I just claim to own a skateboard and be able to push and roll on it. And I'm a fat guy, so it has to be a nice one, because otherwise it'll break. And I will get hurt, and I don't want to get hurt. So anyway, I was drinking late in the night on a Saturday. Surprise, surprise. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna buy one. So I was looking at the online skateboard sites, and came across CCS, and I liked their sort of very bland, basic skateboard. And I think they were having a sale at the time, so I think I got this for $60. But it was complete. It had trucks on it. It had wheels on it, and I got to set up the complete. It was great. So I picked the board, I picked the grip tape, and I just set up a complete. And I'm like, I don't need graphics and crap on it. However, if you're drinking and picking out skateboard stuff, that's a mistake, because the stock trucks that just come on it are the trucks for 7.75 boards. And this, I thought, I'm a big guy, I should get an 8.25. That sounds about right. 8.25. So these trucks showed up way, way too small. You can't really see it on camera, but they showed up these are way too small. Like half an inch too small. Which, if you're just looking at it, it doesn't look that bad, but then, like, when you actually stand on it, you're like, oh, this is wrong. And so yeah, these trucks showed up way too small, and it was because I'm stupid. And yeah, they would let me return them and whatever, but I was like, you know what? My kids could probably use these, and that's not a big deal. So I decided to buy some Crux trucks because I liked Crux trucks. However, still stupid. I'm stupid. And I bought Crux trucks for size 8-inch boards. Because apparently I was just like, oh, we'll just go one size up because these are just a little small. I actually went to a local skate shop to do that. Totally should have brought the board. Should have taken the trucks off. Should have brought the board and be like, what do I need? And had him say, oh, no, you need 8.25. But no, I was overconfident. And I walked in and I was like, give me 149 millimeter trucks. And those are 8-inch. Those are trucks for 8-inch boards. So, good job me, because I'm stupid. And I did that. So, this is really more of a confession video than anything else, than a story. But, so yeah, that happened. But they kind of worked. So, it wasn't like it was terribly off. So, I skated those for a little while. But I sort of started to realize that maybe 8.25 was a little too big for me. And because I kind of felt like it was just too big. It was hard to turn. And, like, it's heavy. And, you know, that might have been that it's a cheapy CCS board and what have you. But I just didn't like it. It wasn't what I wanted. So, I'm like, you know what? This is kind of driving me crazy because not only are these trucks a little bit too small, but this board's a little too big and a little too heavy. So, I've been kind of thinking about it for a while. And, so we went to the mall today. And I'm going to probably shit for this. Yeah, I swore on camera. Oh my god. So I went to the mall today. And my thought was, let's just pop into Zumies. Maybe I can get something that I want. Maybe they have something cool. So popped into Zumies, and I walked back to the back, and the guy that knew about skating, I walked in and I'm like, I need an 8-inch deck. And he's like, okay, well, what do you want? I'm like, what's cheap? And he looked at me and goes, well, you know, I'm like, how about blind? You got any blind boards on clearance? Because I like blind. That's the only board I ever, like, that's only the only real boards I ever had as a kid were blind. I mean, maybe I was a teenager, but anyway, the only real boards I ever had were blind. And so I asked him that, and he said, okay, well, you know, starts flipping through. And he pulls out, here it is, here's the reveal. He pulls out this one. Willie's Revenge. See, there's Free Willy. And he's killing people. I like it. I always liked blind because they had really morbid stuff on their boards, and my mom didn't like it. So that's sort of the trick. If your mom doesn't like it, it's cool. So Willie's Revenge. It's an 8-inch deck, and it was like $25. And got the perforated mob grip tape so that I don't have any... There's no bubbles, see? Because it's perforated. You just push it down and the air comes through. Perforated mob grip tape, which is very nice. And I dig it. So, yeah. Check that out. How cool is that graphic? I like it a lot. I've rolled it down the hill, but I set it up. I mostly just set it up, and then I stood on it and rolled it down the hill once. So, it's fresh. My wheels are a little dirty, but they're just the regular old CCS wheels. Those will probably get replaced next, but I figured while I still suck and I'm getting used to it, it'll be okay to tear up cheapy wheels. So, yeah, here's my new skateboard deck. That was the story. It's story time. So that's the story. This is what you get on a Monday. I'm recording this on a Sunday night. So, yeah, guys. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Let me know down in the description if you want to watch me break my arm skateboarding. I'm not really going to break my arm, hopefully. I just kind of skate outside with the kids because I think it's fun. But I really like this. I like this deck a lot. I probably would have picked this deck even if it wasn't on sale. If I was like, ooh, I like that deck. But I like this a lot. It was on sale. It seemed to be fate. So, very cool. And... you know, go ahead and give me crap for going to Zumies, but thanks Zumies, and, you know, how cool is this? I dig it. So that's my new skateboard deck. I like it a lot. And I'll be skating outside with the kids, because I'm a cool dad. Actually, I just like to roll on things. So yeah, guys, leave me a comment down below. Make sure you like and subscribe. I do crazy stuff all the time and talk about crap and just have a good time with my YouTube channel, because that's what we do here at the Throws and Brews. Yep. So anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. Cheers to you. And I will see you next time.